Hey everybody, Paul Turner here from thediscipleproject.net. So glad you could be with me today. This is the 12th and final video in the series based on the book by Jeff Goins called Real Artists Don't Starve. I've renamed the series Real Youth Pastors Don't Starve because I so desperately want youth workers not to put themselves in a position that I found myself in, that I find myself in today a little bit. But I want to encourage you. This video is not meant to be a doom and gloom, and it's not a poor me video. It's more of a cautionary tale, if you will. Okay, when I was a younger youth worker, I just wanted to do the work, right? I just wanted to get in there. I just wanted to minister to kids. I just wanted to do everything I could to please God and to do all the and I think I've done that for the most part, and perfectly as I can, But at the end of the day, listen, the church can't tell you what your dreams are. The church being the organization, the church even being the pastor. Listen, you have to decide what your dreams and goals are, right? Real youth pastors don't sell off their dreams. Real youth pastors hold on to their dreams and say, listen, if it's your dream to be a youth pastor for 28 years almost like me, man, more power to you. If it's not, though, and you're seeing yourself saying, look, I'm dreaming a little bit more about some other things, well, let me give you some advice here that might help you out. Now, you might think this is crazy, but listen, I never talked about money when I was being hired for a youth ministry position. I just thought money was so crass to talk about in reference to my calling. I thought, talk about money? I'm not here for the money. And you know what? It's so true. Listen, that the fact of the matter was that I cared more about my calling than money, and I still do because I'm still youth pastoring. And the deal is this, it sounds crazy, even while I was thinking about it in my head, but listen, it's one of the reasons I'm in a position that I'm in today, for financial reasons and other things. You say, Paul, do you regret it? I don't know. Regret's such a tough word. Do I wish I would have planned better? Yes. Do I wish this book would have come out 15 years ago? Yeah, I do. It would have changed the way I thought about some things. But listen, I'm not broke and I'm not rolling in money. But listen, how many youth workers do you know that are rolling in money? By the way, if you see a youth pastor rolling in money, you might want to call the cops because something horrible is going on that they have all this money. But listen, I kid, right? But nobody's rolling in money in youth ministry unless you're part of a mega church or something like that. But listen, in my 30s and 40s, I wish I was more ambitious to get paid what I thought I was worth. Instead of just taking the jobs because I thought it was the right thing to do, or I thought it was God's will. Not that it wasn't. But I wish I would have said, listen, it's neither here nor there, but the fact of the matter is I just wish I would have negotiated better. I wish I would have put more value upon the art I was bringing to the table. The gifts, skills, and abilities I knew I could do, I should have said, listen, I know what I can do by the grace of God, and I want to give that to you, and I want to give it to build this body of believers, but I need to negotiate better. It's hard to look back. It's just hard to look back and say, was I wrong? No, I don't think I was wrong. Every place I've worked for, or even the 2 years that I was unemployed, God has taken care of me and my family. And He's going to take care of you and your family. But listen, I have different dreams and different goals now that, I'm trying to figure out how to fund those dreams and goals. And I wish back then I would have made, better decisions. Money isn't that important when you're young and stupid, right? If you're young and stupid, by the way, I get it, right? When you're older, you go, money's not so bad. I get it. We want the experience, the thrill of the chase, and I certainly got all those things. But part of the downfalls of youth is that our inability to look into the future and see what you want to be when you grow up, or how much you'd like to be making when you do finally get to where you want to go. Those of us that are a little bit up in age still have dreams and we have goals, right? We still want to be able to achieve some things. But this is what Jeff says in his book. He says in the book, the starving artist despises the need for money. The thriving artist makes money to make art. And when youth pastoring, it was my dream to pay the bills, right? I got to do what I loved. I got to pay the bills, all that kind of stuff. But now it's switched. It's swapped around in this, that I work and do my jobs. Yes, I still love it, and I still do it. But where that money goes and what it's funding things like doing YouTube videos, and it's funding the dream of coaching youth workers full time and being able to make videos and be able to do other things. And you have those dreams and goals as well. Some of you are working to pay the bills. Some of you, though, you're going to switch someday and maybe turn and go, I want to take this and fund my dream. How do I want to do that, right? Well, for me, I pay the bills. I pay for my SoundCloud where I do my podcast. I pay for where I host my website. I store my store that I have where I sell all my resources. By the way, links will be down in the description below if you want to peek those out. But listen, it takes money to create and produce art. Money serves the art I make and not the other way around, right? If you have a dream beyond youth pastoring, or like me, dreams of staying in youth ministry, but not necessarily youth pastoring at a local church, it will take money to do that. Consider the money you will eventually need to make to do that, right? What is your dream? What's your goal? Is it to build a boys' home? Is it to go on the mission field? Is it to start a training ministry? Is it to open a bakery? Who knows what God's put on your heart, right? All these are just dreams, but the question is, how will you fund those dreams? How will you use your art to do that and to move past the paying the bills stage, right? Which is vastly important, by the way. How will you fund your dream? Here's a few ideas I would offer you even now early on in your career. Number one, care about what the church is paying you. As much as you want that job, as much as you want it, don't sell yourself short. Don't just take the job because it seems like it's the only church that wants you. Be prayerful. Be patient. Make sure the church you work for values what you do, values and pays you accordingly. Negotiate your salary from the beginning based on your needs, and then negotiate it again at 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, however long you might to be there, right? But always go in with an open mind. Don't go in just say, I just got to have this job and I need it so bad. Think before you do that, right? Number two, trade money for time, right? If the church cannot pay you what you think you're worth, right, or whatever that may be, and basically most cannot pay you what you're worth or what I'm worth or anything else, right? But listen, make sure you trade money for time. Don't let a church pay you part-time and work you full-time. Make sure you negotiate the time you need to work on your other dreams or passions or have, which will pay your bills, right? You have to work. Sometimes you have to work a second job, or you have to create, or you have to do something else to be able to fund your dreams and do those things. If youth ministry or youth pastoring is your dream, then make sure the church understands that that is your dream, that you want to be able to do this full-time. If you're volunteering, you want to get into part-time, let them know you want to do that. If you want to go from part-time to full-time, let them know that so they can be able to help you and help make the full-time ministry for you a reality. Don't give up your dream for the sales pitch of just you'll get great experience or opportunity. Listen, those are all great things, but experience and opportunity don't pay your bills, and they don't fund your dream. The third thing is start something on the side, right? Take something you already love that you're pretty darn good at and make something of it. Try to do things that are in your wheelhouse and doesn't conflict with the money-making job that you have, if it's youth pastoring or whatever it may be. My prayer for you is that you have a long and fruitful youth ministry career like I have. I have no regrets about the kids I've ministered to. I have no regrets even about the churches I worked at. But for me, I have to say I probably did a pretty poor job of underestimating myself. And I would strongly encourage, once again, you don't think more highly of yourself than you ought, but do at least think highly of yourself. My prayer is also that you don't sacrifice, future dreams and goals because you settled. Do all that you can to serve the body and serve that body well, but don't be afraid to work on your dreams while you do it. Go ahead and write that book. Go ahead and start that podcast. Go ahead and start that YouTube channel. Whatever it may be. Be prayerful. Be wise. Be prudent about the money and the salaries and negotiations. Don't be greedy. Don't be overinflated about your capabilities, to get a job or to keep a job or to just get money. Money is simply the means and not the end, and it is certainly not worth fighting over. Okay? Once again, be sure your whole family's in agreement with these things as well, with your husband, your wife, your kids. Make it a family decision and not just this is what I'm going to do, to make it, right? Let everybody in on the process. Listen, God's taken care of my needs for 27 years through good decisions and mostly through terrible decisions, right, that I've made that were adverse towards my family. You know, he took care of me, and he'll take care of you. Just, you know, listen, just be smarter than I was. Jeff offers this last bit of advice in his book here, and he says this: money is the means to making art, but it must never be the master, right? And listen, I just thank you so much, guys, for being a part of this. I hope that money will never be your master, but I hope that you will also be a good negotiator. I hope that you will realize that you are, in fact, an artist. You have skills, abilities, talents, gifts, all those things that God's given you. And yes, you're pouring them into the body. You're pouring them in to see people won to Christ. You're pouring them in there. But listen, don't deny yourself either. Don't sell yourself short in God's eyes, because God doesn't sell you short either, okay? So don't sell yourself short. So at the end of this video here, I would ask you to do one thing. Consider if you'd like to support my dream, if you'd like to be a part of all that I'm doing and things like that. And you say, look, I put a Patreon page down there. If you're interested in saying, listen, Paul, I'd love to come alongside of you and help you, and you know, just to say, look, for monthly support or whatever it is, whatever you can do, there's all kinds of ways you can do that. I share extra goodies, extra stuff on that page. I share, you know, videos, other things that maybe other people are not going to see, and I want to be able to share that with you guys. So I hope you'll take a moment to go down there, take a look at all the links and all that kind of stuff, and if you can help, that is fantastic. Thank you so much. If you can't, no worries. God is going to continue to take care of my needs as he always has. So, but that's it for today, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this series. I hope that you have enjoyed this series on recognizing that you're an artist, and the fact that I don't want you to starve. I don't want you to be a starving youth pastor. I want you to be well fed. I want you to walk in the confidence that God has given you, in those gifts, abilities, and talents that he's given you to serve the body of Christ. And I want you to walk away confident from this. And I would love to hear your comments. If you have some comments, leave them down below. What have you learned from this series? How has this helped you out? How are your negotiating skills? Those kind of things. Leave me some comments down below, or questions, or whatever I can help you with. I would love to do it. If you're brand spanking new, thanks for hanging out, being a part of the channel today. I would love for you to be a subscriber. Just go ahead and click on my head over here somewhere, and be sure to click on that little bell down there and click notifications, because then you'll be notified when I make videos. And if you're a regular, thank you so much for being a part of this whole process. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. That's when you like the video and you want more of them. And don't forget to share this video with somebody that maybe they don't see themselves as an artist, and you would like to introduce them to this whole series. Just share the playlist with them and say, look, I think you need to listen to what this guy's saying. So, all right, that's it for today, guys. I'll be back with you with some more videos this week, so I'll see you then.